It's time to fire this thing up.
Welcome aboard ShipShape TV Essentials. This is your port of call for the most impactful upgrades, expert advice, and hands-on solutions from seasons past. This episode is proudly brought to you by SureHold, because anything worth doing is worth doing bright. From cleaning to protecting and perfecting, SureHold has everything you need to keep your boat shining. Don't just go boating, go showboating. Now, let's hoist anchor and set a course for another exciting episode of ShipShape TV Essentials.
If boating's your game, then you'll agree. ShipShape is the way to be. Out on the lake or on the sea, ShipShape means trouble-free. ShipShape means being neater. ShipShape makes boat work easier. ShipShape is the way to go. The ShipShape Boat Care Show.
ShipShape, Florida's only boat improvement show, is being brought to you in part by Armstrong Nautical Products and the Armstrong Engine Bracket, the choice to hold your horses, and by Atlantic Boat Lifts, the boat lift company you can trust, and by RPM Diesel Engine Company, so much more than an engine company, and by Team Repower at DMCI. When you're looking to repower your vessel, you're looking for Team Repower. Thanks again for tuning in to ShipShape, the Boat Improvement Show. I'm John Greviskis, and this is my partner, Burt Dell.
Howdy, folks.
Today we're at our home base, Seminole Boat Yard in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Probably one of the finest yards we've ever worked at, and today we're going to be continuing the work on our 24-foot Stamas project boat.
We began last week by assessing the damage that happened to our boat during the accident.
Then we started the procedure of adding fiberglass to the damaged area. We used fiberglass biaxle as our base, and then we added some 5 different layers of fiberglass mat to build out our structure.
This week we're going to be preparing the area to apply a body filler called Evercoat.
We're also going to be looking at some different projects around the boat, such as the process involved in bonding the gunnel cap back to the hull, as well as some things that are going on inside the cabin. We're also going to show you the highlights of the Fort Lauderdale Billfish Tournament.
Now, you may be working on a boat in your backyard and not quite sure how to tackle a certain task. If this is the case, drop us a line or send us a fax.
Write your project suggestions to ShipShape, the TV show. Attention Project Director, Post Office Box 31561, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida 33420. Or fax us at area code 407-626-4348.
One of the great things about writing into the show is that if we use your suggestion on it, we're going to go ahead and send you out an official 100% cotton ShipShape t-shirt. So keep those ideas coming in. Right now we need to hear a word from the people who make the show possible. Stick around.
Don't pull up anchor. ShipShape's coming right back.
Don't neglect your non-skid fiberglass because it's too hard to wax. Waxing and protecting molded-in non-skid has never been faster and easier thanks to SureHold's soft dual-action polisher brush head and pro polish. This winning combination will quickly seal and protect your textured fiberglass. Now every square inch of your boat can be detailed like a pro. Whether you are waxing non-skid, cleaning carpets, or scrubbing teak, SureHold has the perfect polisher brush head for every task. 3 brushes, 1 amazing polisher. Another answer from SureHold Industries' clean and simple solutions for detailing all your toys.
Welcome back to today's show. Now, Burt, we started the project last week doing some fiberglass repair to our boat. Tell us what we're going to be doing this week.
Well, John, we're going to be applying Evercoat over our layups. The first thing we need to do is go ahead and sand this area down and get ready to apply our Evercoat, as well as this area right here.
Now, again, Evercoat is a filler material, kind of like Bondo in the auto shops. However, with this product, it's completely watertight. Now, Burt, is there any mixing involved here?
Yes, there is, John, but first we need to go ahead and sand this area and get it ready to apply, because as soon as you mix the Evercoat up, it's wanting to kick off, especially in the sun.
Gotcha.
I'm going to go ahead and sand this area down and get it ready to apply our Evercoat, and all I'm using is just a DA with some heavy grit paper. We're just going to take it down just enough to where we can apply a nice skim coat of Evercoat when we finally get it all sanded back in, when we feather it in. When we get down to this area here, we're going to go ahead and take, you can see there's some heavy scrapes right here. We're just going to go ahead and blend these all in, and then we'll apply our Evercoat and level it out. When you get all done sanding this area and you want to clean it, just blow it off real good. Don't use acetone because you could probably pull waxes from out here into your area and cause your Evercoat to disbond.
Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and mask off our non-skid from our work area. Reason being is if we get the Evercoat into the non-skid, it's going to take some time to dig out the material. And this is just basic preventative maintenance here. Now again, I'm laying it straight down this non-skid. One tip that you really want to do here is make sure you go ahead and you smash the tape down real well, especially the leading edge. You don't want any of your material getting in underneath it. So just take the time and do it right.
Now it's time to go ahead and mix up our Evercoat. The instructions say to use a quarter tube of hardener to a quarter can of filler. I'm going to mix up just a little bit less than that. Using here is just a regular tongue depressor. Give it a little stir here. I got it on just a little piece of plywood to make it easy to work with. Take this out a little bit. Can get a little messy. You might want to wear a pair of latex gloves when you're mixing this up. That back so our air doesn't get to it. Because if you leave the cap off, the air will dry the stuff out and it'll be really hard to work with. Mix in a little bit more hardener. Okay, that'd be good enough right there. Cap back on. And we'll go ahead and stir it up. Want to mix your hardener in real good. Now if you put too much hardener in this stuff and you sit here and you're stirring it, it'll actually kick off as you're stirring it. Your stick will come to an immediate stop. So you want to make sure you put in the right amount of hardener, especially in this sunlight. It will kick off rather quickly. All right, let's go ahead and apply some to the side of our boat. Nice thin layer. Okay, we'll let that kick and we'll sand that area down. Go ahead and try it up here up top. Now you can apply this, sand it back down. If you have any imperfections in it, apply some more. You just build it up as you go. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 applications, to get it nice. We don't see any ridges in it. So just take your time. Make it turn out real nice. In this case, we're going to do this a couple of times. We're going to mix up a couple of batches and apply it. And when the stuff starts to kick off, you can feel it pull. Get away from it. Just let it go ahead and go off. Otherwise, you'll pull it off the boat. Yeah, that's gonna look good. All right, this stuff's just starting to tack up on me now. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this set. We'll sand it down. Let's see how much we have to add.
Let me show you what's going on inside the cabin here. Now, basically, when the boat hit, it flexed, and there were a couple of points where it didn't give, where the 90-degree angles were, and the result was some damage. Now, I don't know if you can get in here, Steve, but we've got some damage. The bulkheads have actually pulled away from the hull in our stand-up head, and I think what we're going to have to do is do some real fixing here. Now, I'm thinking while we're inside here, maybe we can go ahead and modernize it. We could possibly put in a freshwater shower as well as look into a holding tank. Forward, what we've got going on here is again the same problem. Our bulkhead has separated away from the boat. The interior on this boat is real outdated as well. So I think what we want to do is kind of bring it into the 90s and take a look at some upholstery as well as putting in some new carpet in this boat. While we're waiting for our marine filler to set up, I'd like to show you where our gunnel cap is pulled loose from our hull. I don't know if you can really get in there, but definitely the two have separated. Now, what Stamas used to put these two together originally was something called talc. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and scrape out all the loose debris and then use 5200 and then go ahead and through bolt it.
We've got our Evercoat set for about 15 minutes to give it time to go ahead and kick off. I'm going to go ahead and knock this area down using a little bit lighter grade sandpaper than we used to rough up this area. And when you start sanding your Evercoat off, you don't want to take off great big bites. You just take it nice and slow. Make some nice even passes, and it'll come down nice and smooth.
Now this is one man that I really want you to meet. This is Tom Tricoli of Yacht Sales International. Now this man is setting us up on the VIP boat. And Steve, if you could kind of go on up to the sign, this is the boat that I'm going to be fishing on at the tournament. Tom, tell us what's going on at Yacht Sales International. Now you're one of the major sponsors
Yes, sir.
of the event. Tell us about your role in it.
We donate the VIP boat every year to allow sponsors like yourself and everybody to fish and enjoy the tournament. We're the largest ocean and tallycraft dealer in the South, as well as president and queenship dealers.
Fantastic. Now, how long have you been involved in the tournament?
We've been involved in the tournament for a little over 2 years, and we enjoy our sponsorship because it's one of the best fishing tournaments in the country.
Now, your forecast for the size and weight of fish that I'm going to be bringing in on this boat?
If you're lucky, you should be catching, like last year, we caught 4 sailfish the first day, average weight about 45 to 60 pounds.
We started off at RJ's Landing for the captain's meeting and kickoff party. While I was there, I met with some of the tournament officials as well as some of the sponsors like Joe Rabano from RPM Diesel Engine Company, who told me one of the reasons his company got involved in the tournament was it was his way of kind of giving back to the community. And then the real fun began. Friday morning, we were on the first ever 60-foot Ocean Yacht out of the mold. This baby was powered by twin turbocharged 1,200 horsepower MAN engines, complete with counter-rotating props, and the rest was history. I felt like Moses at the parting of the Red Sea. This machine could fly.
Chapman's Corner is brought to you by Chapman School of Seamanship.
Earlier in Chapman's Corner, we introduced you to the oil pollution placket. Today, we'd like to show you the garbage placket, which is required on board vessels 26 feet and more in length. This placket breaks down the different types of categories of material that can be dumped out to sea. And as you can see, the closer we are to shore, in this area here, 3 miles to shore, we can basically dump nothing. As we get further out, let's say from 3 to 12 miles, there's further restrictions. Finally, when we get out to the 25-mile limit and over that, the only thing that we can no longer dump is plastics. Of course, the reason for that is plastics take so long to break down. On vessels 40 feet or greater in length, you must have a written waste management project on your vessel. That way, if you get stopped by the Coast Guard or the Marine Patrol, you'll be legal.
Working together, we can all make a difference.
From Chapman School of Seamanship, this is Tom Dante.
Well, as Winnie the Pooh would say, it's a blustery day in the neighborhood. I'm in Melbourne, Florida on this windy day at Freedom Marine, and with me are two very now famous people. We have the mascot of Freedom Marine, Kobe, the Freedom Marine dog, and naturally Frank Conte of Freedom Marine.
Good morning, John. Thanks
Frank,
for coming
thanks
in.
so much for having
Thank
us
you.
out here today. Now, today we're going to take a look at the Bayliner Trophy Series fishing boat, which is just an incredible fishing boat. Frank, can you tell us about it?
Yeah, John, this is a 20-foot walk-around. It's called a 2002. It's an offshore walk-around cuddy cabin fisherman.
Okay. What are some of the advantages of having that walk-around?
Well, the cabin is real nice. It's got a nice cabin, and it'll hold about 4 people comfortable sitting up in the cabin on it.
I know when a guy goes out there, this is the kind of boat that he's looking for, because most guys, let's face it, want to get out there and they want to do some fishing, but to sell the wife, this boat really does it because you have the cuddy cabin. You can put the wife and the kids out of the sun, out of the weather, and that's real important.
Sure it is on it. Another nice thing on it, you load up all your fishing gear, you can leave secured inside the boat.
Now, you can lock it up naturally.
Lock the cabin.
Okay, now let's talk about the non-skid on this boat.
Yeah, they're using a very aggressive non-skid finish on all of their boats on it.
You know, when you're talking about catching a big wahoo or a big dolphin, and you bring that boat or that fish into the boat,
gets pretty
hey, you're going to
hectic.
get some blood and guts. The non-skid accommodates that, and you're not going to be slipping around and killing yourself.
Yeah, it's a very low maintenance. There's no wood on the boat to contend with on it. You just hose it out when you do.
Well, hey, that's convenient. Let's talk about power. How's the boat powered?
Well,
Frank?
it's all powered, part of the Brunswick family. It's all powered by Mercury Marine.
Okay.
So you have power engine choices from Force and Mercury outboards.
Okay, let's get into that Brunswick family. Now, Brunswick owns Sea Ray as well as Robalo, Mercury Engine, and Mer Cruiser. Now we're talking about Bayliner. Now, back in '89, Brunswick bought Bayliner and it made a tremendous amount of changes.
Oh, that's correct on it. Yeah, total difference from back in the old days of Bayliner and the bad reputation to today's boats.
Exactly. Now you're looking at that Brunswick Sea Ray quality that's going into these boats.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
That's correct.
Let's talk about some of the amenities that come with this boat.
Well, this boat here comes very well equipped on it. Unlike the Bayliner total package on it, it has your Marine VHF radio standard on it.
Gotcha.
It has your full canvas enclosure. So if you get caught out on a day like today, which would be just awful nice to have when you zip yourself right in.
Exactly.
It has an AM/FM stereo, full instrumentation standard. Bait wells are standard. Insulated fish boxes are standard. All of your hardware stainless steel. All your cleats are Perco on the boat.
Well, you sound like a broken record with standard
Yes,
that's coming with it. You
that's
know what
the Bayliner.
Bayliner has set up is they've set up package boats. You know, you don't go to a boat dealer and buy a shell of a boat. You have to go to every single person in town to sit it and get it rigged out. You're buying a boat to get out there and have a lifestyle. You want to get out there, you want to catch some fish, you want to get out there, you want to catch some fun, catch some rays, and have a great time with your friends and family.
That's right.
And that's what this boat's all about. Let's talk price on this boat, Frank.
Price on this, including tax and all, you're around $20,000 investment. In
Okay,
something like
let's
this.
talk real ballpark figure, monthly payments. What are we looking
a
at?
monthly investment with around $1,000 down on something like this, you're under $200 a month.
Well, that's fantastic. That is really great. Let's talk about how people can get here to Freedom Marine. Say you're coming up from Fort Pierce.
Well, we're Freedom Marine. We're a factory outlet store here.
Okay.
We're located in Melbourne. We're located right on US 1 just south of the Pineda Causeway.
Okay, so if you're taking 95, get off at the exit right past 192.
Yeah, you can come up, get off exit 73.
Okay.
Come into, you hit Route 1, and we're a half a mile south.
Fantastic. Frank, thanks so much for being on today's show.
Thank you, John.
We'll see you real soon.
I appreciate it.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's show. I hope you enjoyed it.
And once again, I'd like to thank the crew at Seminole Boat Yard for all their help.
Tune in next week when we actually restore a T-top up in Port Canaveral.
See ya.
If boating's your game, then you'll agree. Ship shape is the way to be. Out on the lake or on the sea, ship shape means trouble-free. Ship shape means being neater. Ship shape makes boat work easier. Ship shape is the way to go. The Ship Shape Boat Care Show.